HDFC Life rallies 10% on the back of a strong third quarter performance. VNB margin beats estimates. Brokerages HSBC, Jefferies, CLSA also issue bullish calls on the stock.
L&T Services also rallies 8% after an inline Q3, which sees its highest ever quarterly deal bookings. The management tells CNBC-TV18 that the pipeline is better on a sequential and on a year-on-year basis.
CEAT comes under pressure following a weak third quarter. Margin declines 380 basis points due to higher raw material costs. EBITDA also declines about 18% from a year ago.
Paytm jumps more than 6% after brokerage firm MK upgrades the stock to buy rating and raises its target price to 1,050 rupees from around 750 rupees earlier. They are citing reasonables as well. Valuations are reasonable.
Adani Group stocks rally as Hindenburg Research's founder Nathan Anderson announces the disbanding of the firm, whose report sparked heavy short selling by investors and investigation by authorities.
Hello and welcome to Chartbusters. I'm Nigel. With me is Mangalam, and as we speak, the markets are doing quite well, holding with the positive start that we saw. Nifty up 100 points. The good news is the Nifty Bank, that's done a relative outperformance in the last couple of trading sessions, and today as well. That's up close to around 500 points. Hey, Mangla.
Hi, Nigel. An imminent bounce, right? One would say, because the last two trading sessions, the Nifty has managed to make higher highs after 9 sessions of making lower highs itself. And today is also the weekly options expiry. Does it sustain above that 23,350 mark and perhaps pave the way for some short covering or not? The answer to that lies in the second half, where there has been a lot more volatility, as we've seen in the last few trading sessions as well. The mid-cap index tells you that there may be support at the lower levels as well, with 2,000 stocks advancing for about 338, which are on the lower end of today's trading session. But we're not the experts here. The expert is Sachidanand Utekar of Trade Bulls, who joins in for a quick technical check on the market. Sachi, do you think we've made a near-term support, or so to say a bottom for the market from here on, where we move higher, or after this big decline, this is just a bounce that needs to be sold into?
Good morning, good morning, Nigel. I think it's too early to call it as bottom, but definitely, Nifty has started trending about 23,350 kind of a zone, and we need a confirmatory close about this particular level for the markets to really show a short covering move. So as of now, I think it's too early, but if you look at today's data itself, I think the most critical point would be a swing close above that 23,350 mark on the higher side. Else, we may see Nifty again, gyrating within the range of 23,200 on the lower side and 350 on the higher side. When we look at Nifty Bank, I think it is one shade better. It was one of the most beaten down index, and here I think the short covering move could be interesting. I think the immediate support is placed somewhere close to around 49,000, and on the higher side the level has shifted back to 50,000, so probably we may see an extended move here. But when we look at Nifty FMCG, I think that particular index has given a fresh breakdown. It was managing itself about that 55,800 mark for the last couple of weeks. But the way that particular level has been breached, the next probable support is placed somewhere close to around 52,800. So I think Nifty FMCG has given a fresh breakdown, which could pull the Nifty lower.
All right, and individual stocks, what would you back right now?
Mangalam, at the beginning of this particular week, we did highlight the short setup in Titan, somewhere close to around 3,400. We are retaining that view. We are expecting that there could be fresh weakness, which could push the stock towards 3,160. And even at this juncture, we are recommending fresh short positions, keeping a fresh stop loss at around 33.40 on a closing basis. The other stock on our radar is Britannia, which is also on the short side. What we have seen here is that there's a classic bearish flag formation. There has been a fresh breakdown in today's session. 4,900 was a critical mark on the higher side. That particular resistance is still holding. So we may see further selling in this particular counter, which could eventually push it towards 4,500. The immediate target is placed at 46.80. So we are recommending fresh shorts here with a stop loss at 48.60.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Sachi. Well, let's move to our special segment where we get you a few ideas of profit from Money Control Pro. Varsha of moneycontrol.com joins us to talk about a stock that she's tracking closely. Varsha?
Today we are going to talk about Welspun Living Limited, a leading player in home textile segment which caters across 60 plus countries. The company focuses on three key segments: home textiles, advanced textiles and flooring solutions. Welspun targets mass market consumers with its Welspun brand and premium offerings through Spaces. This approach aims to strengthen its B2C presence by expanding its multi-brand outlets from 20,000 to 50,000 and increasing its exclusive brand outlets from 32 to 400 by FY27. Welspun leads the US market share in bedding and terry towels, making its largest home textile exporter. In Q2, the company has announced a Phase 2 capex plan aimed to expand its bedding production and tower loom. This new capacity is expected to become operational by Q3 FY27. The company is well positioned to leverage shifts in global trades, particularly due to the effects of Trump trade restrictions on China and ongoing challenges in Bangladesh, which may enhance export opportunities. From a valuation standpoint, the stock is currently trading at 15 times its FY26 earnings, which looks attractive.
All right, with that, we'll take a short break. On the other side, Ashwini Kumar, the Managing Director and CEO of UCO Bank, joins in to discuss their third quarter business updates and much more. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching us here on Chartbusters. The stock on our radar is UCO Bank. Why is that? Because the company, one, reported their third quarter updates, but secondly, we understand from sources, our correspondents have found out that the government may look to cut excess stake in public sector companies and also has okayed a 2,000 crore rupee QIP for 5 PSU banks, including UCO Bank. Additionally, very recently, CARE Ratings also upgraded its ratings on the long-term bonds of the bank. So to discuss this and more, we do have with us Ashwini Kumar, who's the Managing Director and CEO of UCO Bank. Thanks a lot, Mr. Kumar, for joining in. Let's first talk about this itself. Have you gotten an approval from the government to go ahead and raise these 2,000 crores? If yes, then could you give us a sense of the timing of the same, whether this happens over one tranche, multiple tranches? Have you had a word with any sort of institutions, etc.? What's the update on this?
Good morning and thank you very much for having me on the show. Yes, we have got the approval from Government of India to go ahead with the QIP plan of raising 2,000 crore. Our plan is to go in the one tranche after this quarterly audited results. Then we'll go to the market and we'll have a roadshow and discussion. Preliminarily, we have started discussion with some of the investors and hopefully after the quarter end, we'll come out with the QIP.
All right, so a 2,000 crore QIP after the end of the quarter, for which you've already begun early roadshows and started to speak, to some of the institutional investors, etc. If you could give us some color on, what the nature of those investors could be. Are they domestic? Are they foreign? And also at the same time, what does this do to your overall books when it comes to your capital ratios? And you were targeting CD ratio of about 75% as well. So if you could give us a sense on whether you've managed to mobilize those deposits.
See, we have currently we are talking to the domestic institutional investors, and we are yet to go for overseas roadshows. And with this, we'll have around 3% reduction in the government stake. Currently, government stake is 95% in our bank, and with this 3% stake will come down 92%. And second thing which you spoke about was the CD ratio. A year before, our CD ratio was around 64%, 65%. Now we had given a guidance of 75% of CD ratio, which as per the provisional numbers for December quarter, we are very close to 75% of CD ratio. And the deposit growth during December quarter was 9.37% and advances growth was 16%. Our guidance for deposit growth was 8 to 10% and advances growth was 12 to 14%. So third quarter provisional updates are that both the numbers are above the guidance which we have given.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mr. Kumar. Good morning. Good to see you. When you met DFS yesterday, right? What was the discussion about?
A discussion was more on government schemes, financial inclusion, how to improve our financial inclusion, the outreach. That they were the more discussions were on that front.
Okay, all right. And any expectation of PSU banks?
See, PSU banks are always there to achieve the government financial inclusion targets. So we'll continue to work in that direction.
But any kind of roadmap has been laid, anything with regard, you're looking to raise money, the stake will come down to 92%. Anything you want to tell us with regard to privatization of the bank that you're heading?
No such news, no such discussion, nothing.
Okay, all right. Let's get back to the operational performance then. You've got a ratings upgrade, I think, from CARE that came in on your tier 2 bonds. Could you tell us how does it help in terms of cost of borrowing? I mean, how much does it come down? What was it? What does it come down to?
We are yet to go for raising the long-term bonds, but definitely with the upgrade in the rating, the cost of borrowing, cost of raising up bonds will definitely come down. At the opportune time, we'll go to the market for raising the bonds. Still, we have not yet planned finally when to go.
All right. Just a couple of more details if you could give us on your third quarter provisional update itself. You said that you're on advances and deposits, both of them, you've actually beaten your guidance of 12 to 14% advances that you had given at the start of this year itself. If you could give us some more sense on how the quarter has panned out when it comes to your cost to income ratio. I remember you were targeting that to come down to between 55 and 60%. Also NIMs, how have they been? Will they be between this 2.9 to 3% band as well, which you're targeted? And a word maybe on the asset quality as well. What should one expect?
See, the final numbers are under audit.
Yes.
Once the audit is over, then we'll give you the number. But let me give you the color that September, we achieved 3.10 of NIM. Our guidance was 2.90 to 3, and we achieved 3.10. So I believe that we should be within the range, whatever guidance we have given for December quarter. And cost to income ratio also, whatever guidance we have given, we are working in that direction to achieve that less than 60%, moving towards 55%. Last quarter, if my memory serves me right, it was around 56%. So we should be in that range only in this quarter.
All right, Mr. Kumar, could you tell us how many accounts do you have under NCLT and what could the recovery number look like?
See, we have given a guidance of recovery for the full year, around 3,000 crore. And the numbers are in line currently. And once the final number are out, I think this is very critical information I'll be able to share with you once the numbers are out.
All right. You said that you will give us some color. Obviously, the final numbers are not yet out. The gross NPAs would be around 2.75 and net NPA, you expected it to reduce from 0.09%. And also, slippages would be about 1% in terms of slippage ratio. You would broadly be around these guided numbers itself that you said, right?
Yes. Team is working and we are very closely, each day we are following. Our guidance was that slippage should be in the range of 1 to 1.25%. It will be in the same, we are working in the same direction. Our gross NPA has been coming down. Last quarter, we closed at 3.18. And with the recoveries and upgrade in this quarter and slippages which are controlled, so I believe that we should be achieving that number which we have given guidance at the start of the year.
All right, take that point. Thank you so much for joining in and being so candid with us when it came to your fundraising plans with your quarterly performance, etc. as well. The street would keep an eye out on that, more so because after the end of that quarterly result, you will have a bunch of investors looking to invest in your company via the QIP for 2,000 crore rupees itself. The street likes what you've said. The stock up around 3.5% after this conversation. With that, what we'll do is slip into a short break. And as we do that, here's some good news for you viewers. India's business news leader is now just a click away on Nigel's right. As you can see, it's the app, the CNBC-TV18 app. You can get instant access to breaking news, in-depth financial articles, also all the updates coming from the world of business at no other than just your fingertips. What you've got to do is just download the CNBC TV18 app from, depending on the OS you use, from either the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Or what you can also do is there is that QR code on your screen. Just go ahead, scan that, and the app comes onto your hands. Everything at your fingertips.
Welcome back. The stock that's been in focus for the last couple of trading sessions, it comes up yet again. Kalyan Jewellers, that's the one we should pull up actually. Let's pull up that stock on your screen. From the highs of the day, the stock has seen a sharp downtick. It's moved into the F&O band. It's been getting pummeled on a day-to-day basis. I think the last 7 trading sessions, the stock is down close to around 40% or thereabouts. So big downtick. The question will be, post the results that come out on the 30th of January, will the promoter entity come in and support the stock? Is there something more that they can do? And the second factor is, what about their pledge? They have 62% stake in the company, but 20% is pledge. So that's going to be important. So that's one stock that we're looking at. On the flip side, IRFC has moved to the high point of the day. BHEL as well has bounced back in trade. And a couple of these PSU names, they were getting pummeled earlier. So they, in fact, have pulled back. Even Coal India Mangalam has moved to the high point of the day.
We'll keep an eye out on that. And Kalyan in particular, the management held a conference call. They also, joined us on our channel. And the kind of questions that analysts are posing are more around corporate governance issues or questions around inventory overvaluation or others as well. Obviously, the analyst community, there has been no note on any glaring issue out here. Whatever has been hearsay. And on what there is, we've asked the management questions and they've clarified. The question is that despite this clarification, there has been a lot of selling pressure on the stock. We need to understand what exactly is playing out here. So we'll most definitely keep an eye out. Remember, after a good third quarter update, the company did see a bit of an up move. And from there itself, there was sell-off. Valuation was discomforting. But still, this kind of move tells you that perhaps there could be a little more selling pressure than what fundamentals indicate.
And it's a double-edged sword, right, for those funds that got in there, because it helped their NAV. And now, in fact, it'll be a bit of a drag as well.
Interesting part, just to end that point, the last time the F&O stocks were updated, Kalyan Jewellers was a part of that. So that gives it further, room for people to go ahead and make short positions while it is in F&O.
Well, time to wrap up on the show. On Chartbusters, stay with us. Trading Hour comes up next.